Well, it's Sunday night, November the 1st. Another day to go before the so-called elections on the 3rd. And when I say so-called, you got to understand where all the money, the notes, the reserve notes, where all the reserve notes came from to finance clown Biden. I can't even believe the Democrats put him up, man. I mean, this is like, you got to be fooling. It's like they're intentionally trying to lose the damn election, because Biden's just, wow. But in any event, Donald Trump's worse. So, where did all the notes come from to finance these clowns? Now, I'm not trying to sound like a broken record. It's just I need to point something out. If it wasn't for helicopter money and quantitative easing and, endless debt and stimulus bills, I suppose that the United States government would be absolutely broke. We know that they're like a gazillion notes in debt. I'm going to quit calling them dollars because they're a bill. They're a receipt for the so-called dollars. There ain't no dollars left, ladies and gentlemen. They took them when they murdered John Kennedy back in 1963. Folks, just 20 months after Kennedy's brains were splattered all over Dallas in Dealey Plaza, they had a coinage act ready to sign into law by Lyndon Baines Johnson, good old LBJ. And that's where they took away all the silver. And ultimately they've taken the copper because the pennies are all zinc. They're just, they look like copper, but they're not copper anymore. And they took all the gold under Nixon. I don't know what else to tell you, folks, but they're operating these so-called elections on notes. Notes and keystrokes. The keystrokes of quantitative easing, the computer entries of helicopter money. And now we're moving towards FedCoin. They're gonna go to electronic payments, and you won't be able to buy a used lawnmower from your neighbor anymore. And so much for buying any weed, because you'll have to buy your weed with your FedCoin and your ATM card. Yeah, you better start thinking about that, folks, because they're going to do away with cash, and it's all going to be electronic payments. So you won't even be able to buy anything. You won't be able to buy anything without the government having a record of it. So there you have it, folks. Now let's move on to this virus. I've been talking to a lot of people, and I've asked them, have you seen any really sick people? How many sick people have you seen? I've been out in public for the whole year. I never did lock up in my house. And I've been all over the place from Pennsylvania, Maryland. Hell, I've been into Virginia and Tennessee, all over North Carolina, all up and down, South Carolina, all the way up to friggin' New York. And, I ain't seen no sick people. I don't think I've seen anybody that, was out in public look like they had the flu. Or, it's like, where in the hell are all these people suffering from COVID? Now, I'm not trying to do anything other than point out this fact. Right in the middle of this pandemic lockdown, this some people are calling it a scamdemic and a plandemic. But right in the middle of it all, they run out of coins. We got a coin shortage. And they're imposing FedCoin, cryptocurrency from the Fed Reserve. And then, of course, you've got this massive, giant, unbelievable plan by the World Economic Forum and a bunch of governments all over the world to impose what's known as the Great Reset. Why in the hell do they need a Great Reset? Is the world central governments, have the world central governments gone bust? just how bankrupt is Donald Trump and Joe Biden, or are Joe Biden and Donald Trump. I can't stand either one of them. I can't stand either one of them. I didn't vote for either one of them. Folks, there's a whole bunch of information and links down below, and I'm going to try to get you to ask yourself a question. Just how is it that you repay massive amounts of helicopter money, quantitative easing stimulus debt from keystrokes and paper and ink? How do you repay that? What do you repay it with? Human resources, right? The only way they can pay it off is to squeeze it out of you. So you better start thinking about that, because well, they already got you in all your mortgages, all these predatory foreclosures, and this massive amount of money laundering from Europe into the U.S. mortgage markets. What a great way to launder money is finance people who can't afford the house, so that you can repossess it, a little while later, and sell it again, and then do it again, and churn it over and over and over again with the dirty money you're laundering out of Europe. Now there's one for the old folks down at FinCEN, FBI, Department of Justice, HUD, FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Why is so much dirty, scummy money being used to finance these predatory foreclosures? So that they can churn the real estate again and again and again and again and again? Just, something to think about, right? Folks, I'll leave it right there, and, well, hasta la vista. God bless. And I'll try to get back.